Yeah, and I'm not going to edit this one either. I'm just going to let it roll. I don't have time to edit.
Okay.
Because I got to catch a plane in the morning. Skype, record. I do the video now too. I use video. All right, lead heads. We are back with another episode of the Talking Lead Podcast. I'm your host, Lefty, and I've got a great guest joining me today, longtime friend and supporter of the show. He brings you guys all the awesome traditional Talking Lead logoed apparel and patches that we've got. It's none other than our good buddy James with 1776 United. James, welcome in.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. I see you've got a buddy with you over there crawling underneath your printer.
Yeah. Yeah, Max was hanging out.
He's coming in for the show. Welcome, Max.
Yeah. He's probably going to take a nap here.
Yeah, listen to this show, right? Put him right to sleep. He's like, perfect nap time music right here. Listening to Lefty talk.
It's not normally quiet in the office right now, so I kicked everybody out.
You're in I guess since last time we talked, you're in a new office, aren't you? And you guys kind of moved locations, went to a better location?
Last time we talked, I think I was still in Greenville, South Carolina, and we were doing everything kind of outsourced. We didn't even have a warehouse. Like, I was working out of my house still. And pretty sure that's the last time I was on the show.
It's been a while, yeah.
And now we have a warehouse, and we do all printing and embroidery in-house, and got a storefront, and so,
yeah, you guys are legit now. You got your own brick and mortar, and you're down in the Georgia area.
Yeah, north of Atlanta. So
hot Atlanta. Well, that's going to be part of our discussion today because you and I both attended an event down there in Georgia this past week, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We might have another gentleman joining us a little bit later in the show, so hopefully he'll be able to jump on, and we'll talk about that. He was there also. But we were at the Iraq Veteran 8888. I still hadn't figured out. I've never asked him what the 8888 is, I don't think.
Maybe a lucky
is it still a YouTube shooter? They just call it range day now. They just call it range day now.
The range day. Yeah, it is the range day.
Yeah, it's the second one they've had this year, too. They had one earlier in the year, and then they had this one, which is normally when they have it, was this time of year anyway.
Yeah, the other one, I guess, was makeup for last year because they had to cancel because of COVID.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was that or if they were trying to get it in because they could. But
yeah, well, I don't know the actual reason they canceled last year.
Did they cancel last year?
Yeah,
they did.
I'm pretty sure they didn't have it in October last year. So
okay, I didn't think they canceled it. Maybe they did. I don't know. A lot of things did cancel though, so it's very well possible, but it was a good time. We'll talk a little bit about that. But first, we want to make sure that you guys go and support those that make this show possible each and every week, sometimes more. Mission First Tactical. Check them out, missionfirsttactical.com. I was handing out some stuff. Did I give you some of the stuff? Did you get any of this stuff? While I was down there, we had some magazines made up.
Oh, I've got an old one
with
from
the
like
Leadhead Brigade.
Yeah.
You got this one?
Yeah, I've got that one.
You got that one? Yeah. So we had these made up for the NRA. Of course, we were talking about shit canceling. The NRA was canceled. Kel-Tec was sponsoring us this year for the NRA event. Didn't happen, but they went ahead and printed up our swag that we were going to give away. So we'll probably give some listeners some of this stuff. I gave a lot of it away at the NRA or Iraq Vet Shoot. This is a business card holder. I thought I gave you some of this stuff. I must not.
No, I caught you when you were walking around. You're empty-handed, I think, at that point.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yes. little unfortunate what happened with NRA and canceling last second like that.
Yeah, and then we got these dump trays made up. It's got our logo. Check out the modified Talking Lead logo that we did there. I put a one of their
That's
P80s
cool.
on there instead.
Nice.
Kel-Tex. But anyway, Mission First Tactical. You guys can go get your magazines, your AR magazines, your AR-10 magazines, business card holders, holsters, AR-15 accessories, handguards, grips, all kinds of stuff at Mission First Tactical. And you use the code LEADHEAD, you're going to get 20% off. That's all lowercase, LEADHEAD, 20% off at missionfirsttactical.com. And then, of course, our friends at Nemo Arms, you can get 10% off using the code TL10 at Nemo Arms. And they make some high-end, high-quality rifles, pistols, shotguns. They're even making cans. So you can get suppressors there as well at Nemo Arms. And you use the code TL10, get 10% off anything at Nemo Arms. That includes their firearms. You're going to get 10% off if you buy a rifle, pistol, whatever it is. So nice little discount code for a very nice rifle maker, firearms maker at Nemo Arms. They're up in Idaho. I found out there's a lot of firearms manufacturers, companies up in Idaho. Occam Defense Solutions is up there. Nemo Arms. We had Butch Whiting with Cryptech on last episode, James, and
Yeah.
of course they're up in that area also. Cryptech's up there. So a lot of companies.
I didn't know they were up there.
Yeah, up in Idaho. And Seal One for all your gun lubrication, cleaning, and protecting needs. You go to seal1.com, use the code LEADHEAD, and you're going to get 25% off there. And we'll hit you guys up with some more codes from other sponsors a little bit later in the show. But kind of want to get started here with James and some stuff that he's been going through. That'll lead us into our jackwagon train. So we'll go ahead and let Gunny bring that train in. So Gunny, bring the train in.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, James, the train has stationed, and we've got some jack wagons to take care of. And I think we'll probably spend most of the show on this on this jack wagon. And I believe we mentioned it a while back. I don't think you were on, but you guys got put in jail. You got put in like social media jail for using patriotic terms. For some reason, social media doesn't like patriotic terms. They don't like people to be pro-America, pro-freedom, pro-liberty. You know, they're just completely against that. And you guys have experienced it firsthand, and I wanted you to come on and talk about your experiences with that, because I haven't personally experienced it. I've never been put in jail or banned from Instagram or Facebook yet. So
Well, hopefully you don't.
Well, hopefully I do, because this past weekend, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but they were shut down. Instagram, Facebook, some other ones you couldn't access them. And at first,
nice.
at first I thought, hey, this is my first time in jail. Cool, you know, I finally got put in jail. But turned out they were down. Somebody shut them down, and I was like, cool. I hope they never get it back up because
it's weird that
it's
like
so
they had
stupid.
the whistleblower come on that night before, and then the day after that happened, they're shutting things down. I'm pretty like
no, it was shut down. It was before she got on. They knew she was going, and they shut it down even before.
No, when Facebook and Instagram went down, it was the night after that whistleblower thing, or the day after it.
That she was on
down for all day.
That the
So she was on 60 Minutes the night before and like revealed everything. But what she ended up revealing was basically like things that Facebook is not doing that they should be censoring more, which is actually, you know, not what we want. So, and the fact that they let a whistleblower on 60 Minutes, like I highly doubt that was.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, when she was on 60 Minutes, and then she had to go face Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So yeah. But So talk about your experiences, because you got shut down early. It's been a while.
Yeah, we've been dealing with this for a while. I mean, it's kind of a long story, but I can skim through it pretty quick.
All right, before you do it, I think we've got Chad joining us now. Chad, are you there?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Chad, thanks for joining us, man. So I guess you kind of caught what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, I did.
The tail end of it. And Chad is with FLATLINE. Is it Fabrics?
FLATLINE Fiber Co.
Fiber Co. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll introduce Chad in just a minute. But go ahead, James.
All right. Well, I'm going to switch to grid view so I can see you guys. So, yeah. So it kind of started with my personal Facebook profile and that getting banned originally. So we have an ambassador program for our company called the Militia, just because it's on brand point with, our theme.
Sure.
And so back in October of 2020, when all the riots were going on up in like Minnesota or whatever, there was a plot to kidnap one of the governors by a local militia.
Yeah.
And when that was, revealed by the FBI or whatever, happened, Facebook went around and banned everything that was militia related. So like our private Facebook groups and stuff for the brand ambassador program got taken down, and all the admins got removed, which was me. So, and some of our employees. And so that kind of led into us not being able to access our Facebook page, which had like 500,000 followers. And, our marketing company at the time still kind of had access to the Facebook ads and whatnot. So I was like, whatever, it is what it is. I lost my Facebook profile. We were still able to post over to the Facebook page through Instagram because of the connection there. And so everything was still kind of fine. But then in January, when the Capitol riots happened, they shut our Facebook page down on that same day. And not sure why. They never got a message or email or any way to appeal it or anything. It was just taken down. And pretty much ever since then, it's been a struggle to market on Facebook. And, that's where we make, 30% of our revenue is Facebook ads. And it's kind of a two-edged sword to say, like, I don't like using Facebook, and I'm not a fan of social media much anymore, even though we rely on it heavily to market. But
sure. But that's the whole thing. They know that people rely on it and that their businesses thrive on it nowadays. And that, I guess that's kind of been their business model in the beginning, is get people hooked on it. And then from there, then they're the puppet masters, and you're to subjugate to their will at that point. And that's what we're experiencing right now, where people, not just companies like yourself that rely on it for sales, but this is our main form of communication with other individuals, person to person, interpersonal communications. We've relied so heavily on the social medias to communicate with one another now that nobody knows the old ways how to do that.
Yeah. I mean, and it's almost like, have like a town hall kind of effect. Like, everybody in communities like use these platforms to stay engaged and, stay in touch with everybody. And, it's an easy way to market and target our audiences. As far as marketing dollar, like value, it's the best you can, best bang for your buck. But, in our industry and like, niche, it kind of bites you in the ass sometimes. So, but, we dealt with that. And then Instagram kind of hit us with a ban or a shadow ban on July 3rd, where they brought our reach down about, I don't even know, like 10 times what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody could tag us on Instagram. And so we started making backup pages. We had a backup Instagram page, and we started making a couple like backup Facebook pages under a brand new business account. And I was doing that under one of my employees' logins on a separate computer, because they have all my devices tracked.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to make new Facebook accounts under VPNs with new emails, under new names and everything. And every time I log in, they get disabled because it's on the same device I've been using. So like I said earlier, I got a brand new iPhone today.
So there's a workaround.
And I was finally able to set up a new Facebook profile.
But that gets into a whole nother can of worms there with the with them being able to track you and know that from that device, that's this person.
Mm-hmm. Or
even though you're trying to set up a whole brand new account and everything.
Yeah. And hopefully they can do IP addresses and everything. So I'm hoping they don't like narrow down and find me eventually. But the Facebook.
Well, it shouldn't be a deal. It shouldn't be an issue to begin with.
Yeah.
And
there's nobody to contact. And the crazy thing is, like, with our ad account, because we're getting hit with bans and shadow bans, and we're not able to effectively market on there. They don't have like a customer service team that you can reach out to. I mean, we've spent well over $500,000 on Facebook ads in the past few years, and any other company, service provider, whoever, you spend that kind of money with somebody, like, you will have like a point of contact.
Oh yeah,
like,
you'd be top tier. You
door.
should be anyway. Yeah. Have somebody come out.
And we've got contacts, we've got marketing agencies we've worked with, and like nobody's been able to, get our pages back or restore anything. So we're kind of starting over with a brand new Facebook page at this point. And
it's ridiculous because you guys, there's nothing malicious or ill intent about what you sell. You sell pride. You sell pride in America is what you are selling. 1776, United. 1776 was the year we declared our independence from Britain, from a tyrannical government that was imposing, which sounds much like today, imposing all these ridiculous taxes and levies and duties on their citizens. And the Revolutionary War.
We're literally, we're a patriotic and historically inspired apparel company, and all of our designs, or most of our designs, reference something that's history related.
Yeah. Like the sign behind you. Don't tread on me with the snake.
And we even get obscure in some of our designs where it really makes you think, and it highlights not so common events or people. So that's a very common one. But
sure.
But yeah, the fact that like we're targeted like we are, and probably most of it is more or less what I post on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, you kind of use your First Amendment and your freedom of speech, which we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
In this country as well. And again, your speech is, it's more patriotic, it's opinionated. It's your opinion. This is how I think things should be, and this is how I think things are wrong. And as far as I know, you're not using like curse words or anything like that when you make your post, but
we're not posting like any kind of like hate speech or any we're posting our opinion. The from what I can tell, the worst thing I've ever posted was that when Area 51, the whole like raid Area 51 thing was going on.
Yeah, it was such a joke.
I shared a meme that was like, let's raid this place instead. And it was a picture of Hillary Clinton's house, like just as a joke.
Right.
And I had the Secret Service knocking on my door. Not happy.
I want you to tell that story, but don't do it now because I want to introduce Chad now. So Chad Smith, we met at the Iraq vet range. I keep calling it YouTube shoot because that's what they used to call it. Range day, and you're with FLATLINE Fiber Company, and Chad was nice enough to hook me up with one of their slings, rifle slings. Completely caught me off guard, so I've got a rifle that I'm going to be putting this on. But Chad, welcome in. Tell everybody about your company, FLATLINE Fiber Co.
How's it going, guys? I'm Chad with FLATLINE Fiber Co.
Oh, and do you have a camera? Can you turn your camera on? We want to see your beautiful face.
Is it not on?
I see them.
You do?
Do you?
Yeah, I got it on grid view, so I can see both of y'all.
Yeah, I got it on grid view too. Let me toggle it. See if it'll work. Try it now. Try talking.
How about now? Good. How about now?
No. Let me do that and go back to grid view. It's not working on my end. So
hold on. Try to refresh it one more time. Let me swap cameras and see. All right,
if James can see you, it's working. It's probably just my stupid internet.
He's got a headset on with a black shirt and red text and
nice. I see your logo. See, it did this with James too when we first started.
Really?
Yeah, it wouldn't show him, but I toggled it and it worked. Let's see. No. Oh well, go ahead. Maybe it'll come. Maybe it'll come on in a minute.
I was trying to see maybe it was something on my end, but I guess not. I don't know, man.
Trust me, it's on my end. It's always on my end, man.
But yeah, I'm Chad with FLATLINE Fiber Co. We're a small business located in south of Atlanta in Georgia. Actually, we're in Locust Grove, Georgia. So it's nice to meet you, James.
Nice
I didn't really get to talk to you at Range Day, but my booth was right next to you guys.
Told you.
I believe.
Told you he was right there next to you.
But we didn't even get to talk, man. I was busy. You were busy, I'm sure too. And I didn't get to make it to the to Sunday, day 2.
Yeah, I missed Sunday also. I had to get back for a niece's birthday party.
Yeah, I brought the family up there with me. You know, we rented a nice cabin in North Georgia up there, and so I brought them. And logistically, Sunday we only had one vehicle, so it just didn't work. And my youngest son and my wife wouldn't been able to hang out for very long on Sunday, so it just wasn't worth it. But yeah, so we're a small business south of Atlanta. We've been around since I started in 2019. We've grown drastically ever since. We started making ear pro wraps for your hearing protection, you know, just like the wrap like you have on your headset there.
Yeah. Cryptic, Typhon.
Right, where you can put your name tape on the top and stuff. We started off with that type of product. And the first one that we created, we have a design where it has a lanyard built into the top of it. So whenever you're not using your Ear Pro, you can take the lanyard out, hang it on your belt or hang it on your book bag.
Oh, cool.
Or your range bag so that you can hold. So
see, that's something I haven't figured out why Ear Pro companies don't do anyway. Because otherwise you're like doing this, or you're throwing it over on your arm, or you're trying to clip it with this, you know, this piece that you use all the time. So you'd think they'd have a clip so the wear and tear's a little less on the main part of your Ear Pro.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually, you know, came up with the idea at the 2018 Range Day when I saw that many people at one time with their Ear Pro wrapped around their head or around their arm, around their thigh. Mm-hmm. That's where I came up with that idea.
Carrying it and then laying it down and doing something and forgetting where they left it. And
yeah, exactly.
I've lost more Ear Pro that way.
Everybody has the same thing. Everybody has Howard lights or Peltors or MSA Sordens. Everybody has very similar Ear Pro. Yeah. Because there's only like 3 or 4 that are really good. Unless you have inner ear, you know, that's a different story. But yeah. So yeah, that's where it all started. Was the idea 2018, started in 2019, started in my garage, and now we're in a 3,000 square foot building with 6 employees, just
nice,
cranking away, man. Went into rifle slings like you talked about. So thank you.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm gonna try this sling out. So talk about how you make your slings. How you got into the business?
So, my father and my grandfather, restored cars, like Novas and Chevelles and stuff like that. So they taught themselves how to paint. They're mechanics, you know, naturally, but they also taught themselves how to sew. So they did automotive upholstery. So my grandfather actually left me an industrial sewing machine when he passed away, and so my dad actually gave it to me and gave me his sewing machine because his sewing machine was better. But he gave that to me to take home to start my business, and so we started in the garage, and everything's made by hand. Everything is made with American-made materials. So the webbing is made in made just over in Alabama, the solid color stuff. All the webbing's made in America. All the Cordura is made in America. The foam is made in America. We try to use all made in America hardware. All the plastic hardware is injection molded plastic made in America. Our good friends over at Blue Alpha, they make our shirts and things like that. So we also make brace straps. But yeah, we take pride in high quality gear with American made materials and a lifetime warranty. We also offer free shipping on all of our stuff too. So we just try to offer a good value. None of our stuff goes out of stock because we make it in house. So that's why we can offer such good customer service and such a good warranty too, because we make it. So we control everything.
Nice. And like you said, you guys are down in Georgia, down there with James. Yep. James is north and you're south, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're up in Canton. I was going to say, that's touched on like having things in-house. That's when we brought stuff in-house last year and having control over quality and whatnot. Like, it's a game changer, honestly. Like you guys probably never outsourced anything, but with apparel, like we would have other printers and other people doing fulfillment. And as soon as we start doing everything on our own, issues stop across the board. Quality gets better. It's that's the way to go for sure.
Yeah, you're really able to control more things, and it's not really about control, but it's about providing a better experience for the customer, right? A better product for the customer, because if you're not in control, you're not the ones making the shirts, you're not the ones fulfilling the shirts, and your customer says, "Hey, I got a problem with the shirt." Well, how long is it going to take for you to get them a new shirt? It's going to take longer, right? At
that point, you're just the middleman, yeah.
Right. So it's the same thing with us, man. If somebody has a problem with a sling or a brace strap or ear pro wrap, whatever, something breaks, which it rarely does because everything's really high quality. But if it does, well, guess what? The next day I can ship it out and you'll have it in 2 or 3 days. Yeah. So that's everybody really likes that kind of thing. That's the ear pro wrap that I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm. With the lanyard.
Built-in lanyard. Yeah.
That's cool.
Looks high quality.
So thank you. I really like it. It's not for everybody, but it is super convenient to have that built in. We might revisit that and update it a little bit and change it up.
Yeah. So with that metal piece being tucked down in there, can you feel that on your head up there? But it shouldn't because it's on the top of the
right. It's on the top of the headband, so you can't.
Yeah.
But if you install it on your ear pro kind of sloppily, or if you don't install it tight, then it can slip out of that pocket because that pocket is created to be under tension, and that's how it holds the clip in there. Is just because of tolerance. So if you install it not very well, that can come out and kind of hang on the back of your head, but it does stay in there really well.
Gotcha. And you guys are on the dreaded Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, we're on Instagram. We're on Facebook as well. We really have a larger presence on Instagram. That's where it all started, really.
Gotcha.
Instagram has been our, now they're owned by the same company now, but that's where we have the most following and the most interaction is on Instagram.
So for those watching the video, I just pulled up his website. You could see some things that he was talking about there. Went to their Facebook, went to their Instagram. You guys go there, give them a like, let them know that you're lead heads. Now, James and I were talking about the censorship that these platforms have been enforcing here lately, and it seems more that they're enforcing it on obviously our industry more than others.
They are, yeah.
It seems to be anything affiliated with liberal, or not liberals, but people who love freedom, who love America, who are more conservative, who are more of the libertarian kind of mindset.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I've dealt with that kind of thing a little bit. I've yet to get banned or anything, but I do like running Instagram ads and Facebook ads. And if there's a gun in the photo, They just won't run it. They'll deny it, and they'll tell me at first it was I was violating their policies because they don't promote the sale of guns or explosives. Well, I'm not selling anything like that. I'm selling nylon products.
Sure.
That are sewn goods, And so they would deny it. So we've had trouble with that. And there's posts. It depends on what it is, but we get shadow banned with some of our posts. Like you talk your reach, your normal reach might be, 10,000 people or 8,000, 5,000, whatever. And then for whatever reason, you get like
1%.
You get 1,000 views in 30 minutes. And then all of a sudden it just drops off to nothing. Yeah. So, and I'm sure James, like, depending on what you post, you can see your sales go up if you have a good post.
Yeah, as of late, not really, but
right.
Like, I mean, when Facebook bought Instagram, like back in 2016, it was good until about 18 when they started redoing a lot of the algorithms, and then it's gotten really bad over the past couple of years. So like we got hit with like kind of some suppression back then, but ever since July of this year, I mean, we like any given like meme last year, we could get 10,000 likes, 15,000 likes, like great engagement, and we got 250,000 followers. But now I post the same thing and it may get 1,000 likes. We post any kind of content for like product stuff.
Yeah.
We're lucky if we get like 100 or 200 likes.
And they won't let you pay them to boost it. They won't let you pay them to boost it because they'll deny it every time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can on some of our stuff at this point, but not on our main page, because our main page was hooked to the Facebook account that got deleted. So that one's kind of just on an island by itself right now. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what I experienced through the Facebook. When you try to boost a post, it won't let me boost my post because the majority of my stuff deals with firearms, guns, or something along those lines, and I won't necessarily have a picture of it either. It's just the words and the hashtags and things like that I use. I'll get that you violate our policy, and it's the sale of firearms or explosives or blood. It's like, well, it's a First Amendment. It's talk. It's speech. I'm not selling anything other than information.
Right.
It's educational.
Yeah, I think they have programs that, I mean, it's a real thing. It's more than I think. I know that they have programs that search out certain keywords, and they have programs that listen to your voice and listen to sounds in your videos. And that's how they censor it. Yeah, it's
pretty ridiculous. So all the more reason for a conservative, libertarian, freedom-loving individual that's got bukus of money to start up or several people, get the investment in and start up a competition to these guys. Somebody's going to compete with them. Parler was trying to there for a while, and then they got ganged on, and they got shut down.
The platforms that they're running on, and even the back end systems where they're storing all their, the servers, and they're on the Amazon cloud or whoever, even if they want to go somewhere that's a little more conspicuous. I mean, you still have board members and owners of these big companies that have opinions and feel the way they feel, and if they don't want you on their platform, even if you're building a different like a community other than Facebook, they could be like, well, I mean, they did that to Parler and kicked them off.
So
it killed them. Even though they started back up, it killed them. I don't think they've recovered.
That is, if somebody's going to do that and they're going to create a free platform, like a freedom-loving platform, I don't think they should say that. If that's the point behind it, because the good thing about YouTube and Instagram and Facebook for the 2A community is that we were able to, in the past, reach people that were not just like us. And that's the point of it, right? To
Absolutely.
reach people across the aisle and help teach them about guns, and people that maybe don't like guns, or they don't not like guns because they don't know about guns. We're able to grab those people and educate those people. So I feel like if there's a platform that just they don't have to express their feelings about anything political, just do it, and then don't enforce bullshit rules.
Well, that's the
You know
whole
what I
point about loving freedom is it's the freedom of speech, and that's something we disagree with has a right to be posted and heard as well as something that we agree with. And
no, I agree, but like
I'm not saying that somebody just start a everything we want to hear network or channel, because they're out there.
I just think Parler was like, hey, guess what, guys? This is a conservative company. You can come over here, and you know what I mean. It was too in your face.
Echo chamber of everybody who's agreeing on the same thing, and like we don't even use it anymore because we go on there and it's just like it's everything that we agree with, and like the same, all the same people, and like I mean that when I got into this industry and I started watching like Iraq veteran when he first started his channel like I don't know, over 10 years ago it feels like, but I liked guns, but I wasn't like hardcore into like the community and like doing what we do now. But watching him and Hickok and like learning, like just starting to learn like just all the different
learning the basics,
and building stuff, and and like I really got into it and started building ARs, and then like I started my company, and then and then I got like sucked into it, but it was because of YouTube, like hands down.
Yeah, that's kind of how I got involved with this was, I had a passion for firearms. I liked firearms. I wanted to learn more about them, and I wasn't real keen knowledge-wise on handguns at the time, and I think it was a Nut and Fancy video. I don't even know if he still makes videos or not. You remember Nut and Fancy?
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
But watching him do his running gun things, I was like, that looks like fun. Here's another outlet that I can use my firearms with. It doesn't have to be just for personal defense or hunting. That's what kind of got me into the competition shooting type thing, watching him do those running gun. And I was like, this stuff I could set up on my property and go out and just have a fun time enjoying target shooting like that way. Yeah. And that was way before I even started Talking Lead, before we started the Talking Lead podcast. But that was kind of one of the entry devices that got me more interested in it and learning more about my Second Amendment rights and the responsibility of owning a firearm. It's just not having one and pulling it out when you think you're going to need it. It's being able to use it when that time comes and under the stress levels that your body experiences during those events. So, taking the training courses, the defensive handgun courses. I remember the very first handgun course. Zeke and I took one together, and we when we got done with that class, we looked at both looked at each other, and we were just like, man, I didn't know what I didn't know, kind of stuff. I didn't know that I didn't know that was important, and we're like, if it ever came down to us having to defend ourselves before that, it's like we would have been so dead, or we would have killed somebody that didn't need to be killed, right? Kind of thing. So that's why we wanted to start this podcast in the beginning, is just for education and to educate people and say it's not just the gun; it's everything that goes behind it too, the learning, the knowledge, the experience. So
I want to clarify what I meant by what I said earlier, because I think I can be misconstrued. But
sure,
large companies like that, software companies, they don't have to have an opinion. They don't have to have a face to the company. Like when YouTube first started, and even now, they don't. Even Facebook, Zuckerberg, whatever, but they don't have to voice their opinion. They show it, right, by what they do, by action. So if someone created a platform like that, they don't have to say anything. They just show it with action by not restricting what people say and do. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Which is what they started off doing. Was what Facebook, Instagram started off as, and if they would have just left it that way, it would be we wouldn't be having this conversation obviously right now.
So they had policies in terms of services that applied to everybody and and it was both aisles. It didn't matter your beliefs, like bullying or like harassment, like certain things, and like it didn't matter what you did. If you violated those, you were out. And now it's gotten very political. Like even when we run ads, we can't use the term patriotic in our ads. And
Wow.
we had to actually go through an approval process. I've done this twice now, once for me and now once for my employee, because he's the one in charge of our ad account. But basically, you have to verify that you're a U.S. citizen. He had to have something mailed to his house to verify. He had to upload his ID, take a notarization form to get notarized, upload that to Facebook.
Oh my
This
gosh.
huge process just so we could run ads, because they think that we're a political influence on the country. Like, and I'm
Wow.
like, we're trying to sell apparel. Like,
But even, I mean,
You're selling a
anything you
t-shirt.
do is a political influence. You know, the shirts that I go out and wear, the hats that I wear, the cars that I drive, the food that I eat, it's all a political statement in the end. Anything could be construed that way.
That's
So,
true.
you know, everybody has a belief. We've got this division in our country where you're this side or that side, and it's that way in anything. It's that way in sports. You know, I'm for the Colts or I'm for the Titans. You know, we've always had this this side or that side, and it's that way all over the world. You know, you're never going to get rid of that.
I feel like I feel like you're exactly right. That's the perception, right? Is that there's left and there's right, but that's just not the truth. Especially when it comes to politics. Like, I don't care. Like, you can't tell me that you believe everything when it comes to the Republican Party. You believe in everything that they believe in, or that you believe in that you don't agree with anything that the Democrats have to say.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you know, so it's never cut and dry. For me, anyway, personally, it's not cut and dry.
It's
I'm a
not, and it's
libertarian.
not that way for the majority
A
of
lot of
people in this
Right.
country, and they don't have a third or fourth or fifth outlet
Right.
that they can turn to. It's you're either this or you're that, and there's no in between. You pick a
Right.
side kind of deal, and it shouldn't be that way.
We got to
Well, and
break
they-
the mold, man.
You know, everybody in politics, they battle each other like it is a left or right thing, and then the media just spews it like that. I mean, and
Yep.
everybody needs to realize it's not a left versus right thing. It's us versus them. I mean,
Yes.
they are literally representing all of them. I don't care what side of the political affiliation they're on. They're all representing us, and they're all doing a bad job. And like, you
Yes.
know, people need to wake up to that. Like, whatever aisle you're on, like, it's not left versus right. It's at the end of the day, it's them versus us. So
Absolutely. 100% agree with that.
So the American Revolution, it was a ideological and a political revolution. It occurred in colonial North America between 1765 and 1791. The Americans in the 13 colonies, which, can you name the original 13 colonies? I'll come back to that.
you're gonna put me on the spot.
I'll come back to that.
I can. Hold on.
Google it. Gaining independence from the British Crown and establishing the United States of America, the first modern constitutional liberal democracy. It says American colonists objected to being taxed by the British Parliament, a body in which they had no direct representation before the 1760s. Britain's American colonies had enjoyed a high level of autonomy in their internal affairs, which were locally governed by colonial legislators. The passage of the Stamp Act imposed internal taxes on the colonies, which led to colonial protest and the meetings of representatives of several colonies in the Stamp Act Congress. And that boiled tensions. They eventually did away with the Stamp Act. But in 1768, the unrest led to the Boston Massacre. In 1770, the British government repealed most of the Townshend duties, which the Townshend Acts came after the Stamp Acts, which is another. I mean, we're hearing this in our political chat these days of all the taxes and everything that the new Biden administration is wanting to impose and put on us. And we're seeing the inflation, aren't we? From that, all the prices of everything has gone up.
Mandates of, like, you know what? I mean, the the from a business aspect or a business owner side of things, when Obamacare came out and they like were forcing people to sign up for it, and if you had a business and you didn't want to based on number of employees, you had to pay a penalty. And now they're doing the same thing with the stabby stab. Like, if you're not going to enforce it in your business, you're going to have to pay a penalty, on top of that. Like it's between that and
I mean, this whole COVID thing that they're, the things that they're trying to impose, just like you're saying right there, if you don't force your employees to get vaccinated or wear a mask or whatever, they're going to impose penalties on them and taxes. And then where does that go? Then that leads to us, because if they get fined and their prices go up, then their products go up and their services go up. And then in the end, what's that chick the redhead chick that does all the talking for the White House? What's her name?
Oh, Jen Plasky or whatever her name is.
Patsy, whatever, Pulaski, Patsky. Didn't she say that increasing taxes isn't going to increase the cost of products or something like that? She said something along those lines.
Oh, last week?
Yeah. She's like, just because taxes go up doesn't mean the cost of your goods are going to go up. It's like, that's exactly what it means. You idiot. These people.
Well, I think she was referring to like the cost, like the increased cost of like supplies and stuff because of the supply chain is broken, and like the cost of everything is going up. Or she may have been referring to taxes, but yeah, either way, it's like I mean, businesses have to, adapt to that, and like prices will go up.
Absolutely. If your cost on fabric goes up, either one, because you both use fabric stuff. So if the cost of fabric goes up for your slings or for your hats or for your shirts, you're not just going to keep your prices the same, are you? Your prices are going to increase as well.
We're going to do our best, but yeah, exactly. I mean, material costs they're going up.
Yeah.
I mean,
if it only goes up like a couple of cents or something like that, no, you're not going to. But the price increases that we're seeing are double and triple on some items.
Exactly. 10 to 30% on some of the stuff we're using.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're having a supply chain issues with shirts, James. Are you seeing that yet?
Shirts are, well, depending on the brand and the color, because we do a lot of printing and stuff for other companies, so we use all sorts of different, manufacturers. But for what we use, it's actually gotten really good lately. But hats, like Richardson hats,
yes,
hats in general, they're out of stock everywhere worldwide. Like we're on every single back order and waiting list that we can. And my guys were making jokes that like half the ships that are out in LA are probably filled with Richardson hats, and they're like, let's go out there and unload them ourselves because we need them. So
some people think they're full of missile launchers from China.
That's a scary thought.
All those shipping containers that are out in the harbors, just sitting there waiting.
About to be a Red Dawn event.
We're what's it called when we're circled in? What is that? We're surrounded. You got to help me with words sometimes here, guys. So back to my question, the original 13, New Hampshire was one, and it was Massachusetts Bay at the time, Rhode Island, Connecticut.
Georgia.
Yep, Georgia was one.
Yeah, South Carolina, North Carolina, Maryland.
New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Yep. Those were the original 13. Now that brings me to another thing, the 3%ers. I had Butch Whiting on last episode with Cryptech, and they've got a branded logo Cryptech thing that they use that's got like the Roman numeral 3 on it. But it wasn't for 3%ers. It was like the 3 things you need to be successful or something like that is what it stood for, the way he was explaining it. And when the run on the Capitol happened back in January, there was one person had on one of their hats, and it had the 3 on there. And just like you, he had the FBI come visit him and was asking him all kinds of questions and crap. It's like, look, dude, I sell this stuff. I have no control over who buys it and wears it and what they do with it. You know, it's none of my business. That's why it's America. So I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of our industry in particular is receiving from this new administration.
Does anybody know what gun sales have been at the past few months? Have they been skyrocketing like they were with
through
Obama?
The roof. I mean, this is a gun maker's dream, wet dream.
Yeah.
This is, I think from some of the manufacturers I've heard, their sales are the most in history, the history of their companies.
How's ammo? Is ammo still? I know you can go get ammo. I know there's like limits on what you can buy. Are there big shortages still?
Yeah, it's coming back. I mean, I don't sell ammo, but from what I see, everything's coming back on the shelves, and the prices are coming down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's mainly the primers. I think is the shortage on primers.
I think it's starting to stabilize a little bit, but I mean, it's still up as far as what it cost, and I think it's still readily available. I just was talking to one of my guys today that imports ammo, and they're getting a big shipment in. I mean, they've been getting them in the whole time. It's just they can't. There's never really been a shortage of it. It's just people are buying it quicker than it can hit the shelves, and that's been the problem.
A lot of things nowadays.
Yeah, there's not really been a shortage of the ammo
store lately, but there's been a shortage of a lot of things. So,
well, I had a shortage of chlorine. Couldn't get chlorine there for the longest for your pool.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, there was a shortage of chlorine, and the price tripled, quadrupled on it when you could find it. It was ridiculous. So luckily, pool season's over with now. I don't have to deal with that crap. But yeah, so I mean, you said you were able to get back on. So you just got out of jail, James. You mentioned your Facebook or something just got out of jail today.
So I got a new phone, I set it up from scratch, like without restoring my backup.
Yeah.
And thinking that would kind of help because it's a new device, and lucky enough it did. So I was able to set up a brand new Facebook, like a personal profile, and yeah.
Yeah, but your old one is still shut down. Your original.
Yeah, my old profile is gone. Our original Facebook profile or page is gone. And, that kind of hurt because I lost a lot of memories and a lot of photos on Facebook and of my kid and whatnot. And then we had a page that had 500,000 followers that was doing very good, had a lot of engagement, and it just got turned off overnight.
So what's the new one so our listeners can go and subscribe to it and follow and push and promote it?
Yeah, so we tried setting up a couple pages, and over the past 6 months, and they would get disabled every time because they resembled the original one that got disabled. So finally, we created one that's called 76UNTD, so it's just abbreviated instead of 1776 United. And that page has been around now for 2 months, and we're able to advertise through it. So that's, if you see ads from us from that 76UNTD, that is us. It's just abbreviated, and it's probably got 10 followers right now. But so our Instagram page is still 1776 United, and our backup page is 76 United. So
okay, yeah. So Instagram, I'm on your 76 United right now. Let me screen share so our viewers can see this.
So our backup page at 76 United, that is mainly just product photos, content.
I like that logo right there.
We keep the controversial stuff for the main page, which is the one that's shadow banned, and that's 1776 United.
1776. So I type that in. That's this one. That's the one where you got 260,000 followers.
Yeah. That's the one we've had forever. So,
but it's still up, it looks like, and people can still access it, and you're still posting it.
It is. For some reason, it did not get banned when the Facebook page got banned, even though they were all connected and they were all attached to the same business account. They hit our Facebook page only. I don't know why.
Let's go to the Facebook. And I'm typing in 1776 United.
So yeah, the Facebook page is only 76 UNTD.
I'm just seeing if this comes up. There's a 1776% apparel that they apparently seem okay with. It says, I am 1,776% sure Trump won. Apparel and clothing. 1776 today. Seems like they're going to allow that, but 1776 clothing.
Honestly, we would still be up and running if it wasn't for what we posted, probably. So
What did you post?
just like our opinion, like memes and just,
Just
stuff.
political stuff?
Political stuff and hating on the government, Hillary Clinton's house, shit that shouldn't be posted, probably.
Stuff that gets the Secret Service coming to your house?
Yeah,
so you said on Facebook you're 76 United?
76 UNTD, which I'm looking for us right now. We're not showing up, so I'm starting to get nervous.
I just found it.
There it is. Yeah, we got 194 likes. So
Yeah, I'm not finding it. So shoot me a link to it, and I'll put it in the show notes. I'll put a link there so you leadheads can go and link to it there. And also have links to their website and their Instagram. You can go to my website, Talking Lead's website, and I've got links to our apparel too that are at 1776. You're supposed to set me up a little link at the top so they can just click on that, James, and have all the apparel right there.
do you know I have one right now?
Mm-mm. Not yet. But maybe you'll set that up for me one day.
I'll create that today.
But to make it easy, they can just go to Talking Lead's website, which is right here.
I don't see anything on your screen, by the way. Your screen share?
Nothing's coming up.
No.
No.
You guys aren't seeing anything.
No, I'm
It's
not
4
either.
o'clock.
It's 4 o'clock is what it said.
Somebody did.
Yeah.
Are we
MacBook.
are we getting monitored by the Homeland? So you can go to our
everybody's
website,
listening.
talkingled.com. Yeah, I got like slow internet right now, apparently. And it's under the official Talking Lead swag. You can go under there, click that, and then I've got links to all of our cool swag that we have. Got our Leadies, the Talking Leadies. We've got our shirts that James does there, the classic Talking Lead logo, the Leadhead Brigade logo, our patches, and then our AK Corner apparel. There's links that you can go to Factory 47 and get our AK Corner apparel and mugs and things like that. They've got a link set up on their website, James, with
Factory 47.
with a K.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Do you
I
know
can get you one of
James?
those.
His name is James too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But they are specifically AK centric apparel there. So apparently my screen share is not working. So I'll just turn it back off and go back to you guys.
I love the Miller High Life 70 logo.
Oh, yeah.
That's
We're
awesome.
going to be doing more like more logo beer themed designs.
Nice.
yeah. The Braves.
Well, we've been
Top
talking
knot.
about getting our next logo out with James. So now that he's getting things under control there and his new digs and whatnot, shoot me an email, leadheads, talkinglead@gmail.com. And what would be the next logo, the Talking Lead themed logo you'd like to see on a shirt or a hat or something? And we'll take it under consideration. We've got a few ideas we're already tossing around. Didn't I send you some things for to look at for design wise?
Yeah, we've got let's see, I've got here the Leducating the Unleducated.
Yeah.
The next one that we're working on.
Yeah. Leducating the Unleducated since 2012, the Talking Lead podcast. So going on our 10-year anniversary here. And that's greatly thanks to you leadheads for tuning in each and every week. Going to our Instagram page, going to our Facebook page. And that's how we stay up. That's how James stays up. That's how FLATLINE Fiber Co. stays up. Chad, you guys got to go and share this stuff because they choke us down so much. The more likes, the more shares that you do.
Reviews,
all that kind of stuff. The more interaction that we have with you, then through their algorithms, it helps us beat those and circumvent them and get out there and get our message and our products out there. So we heavily rely on you, the listener, to help us do that. Refer other like-minded individuals that you think would enjoy the show, that would enjoy the products that 1776 makes, that FLATLINE Fiber Co. makes with their slings, their Ear Pro covers that they've got, and they've got apparel there too. Maybe James can work something out with you too. I don't know if you're happy with your current vendor or not, Chad, but we talk offline.
Absolutely, yeah.
We do all that kind of stuff for custom, different brands and whatnot.
James probably got
Cool,
something that company doesn't offer. So, but that's how it works, man. It's people helping people, brothers helping brothers, sisters helping sisters. We're all one big family here, and that's how we get around all this bullcrap censorship, is that we have to share it with one another. We can't let them bog us down. We've got email addresses. We've got other forms. Our website. You can go to our websites. You don't have to use these social media platforms, and they're so heavily relied on that you saw this weekend when it went down. I think people were losing their minds this past weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
It was kind of a nice reset.
It kind of was. I was hoping it was a permanent kind of thing, but they got it back up and running. Dadgummit.
Or even for a few days. I mean, just to get everybody off their devices would be kind of nice.
Yeah, just to find that, hey, I can survive without seeing what so and so's doing.
Yep.
I don't even do TikTok. Do you guys do TikTok?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a TikTok. I'm not on there very often, but it for a while there, I don't know if it still is, but for a while there, they weren't doing any censorship. So it was another way to get the message across to our customers and stuff and not be censored. But I don't know if that's changed but we don't use it a whole lot. Has it?
Supposedly China owns
put anything
TikTok
on there
too.
with a gun, they take it off immediately.
On TikTok?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, anything with a firearm, you can appeal it and you can kind of get around it, but we'll post like highlights and recaps from like range days and stuff, and boom, it's down in like 10 seconds.
Really?
And I've seen gun stuff on there, but it's incredibly hard to be on that platform in our industry. We use it just to keep up with.
Wasn't it
trends,
originally
social
designed
media
for
stuff,
video
but-
game people to post of them playing video games and stuff?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think TikTok was, but I think that's Discord.
One of them was set up
Twitch,
to do
Twitch
something
and
like
Discord.
that.
Twitch, yeah.
Twitch, that's what it was. Twitch, yeah. I've heard some people using Twitch also, going to Twitch and
Twitch
doing
is pretty cool. Like you got Lucas, what's his face from T-Rex Arms.
Bodkin.
Yeah, he makes the holsters and stuff. He's got a huge following on there, and you can make pretty good money on Twitch if you're entertaining and can get a good following behind you. You can make some bank on there.
I might have to look into doing some Twitch. And they don't care about guns and stuff, because that's what I was saying, because all these video games have guns and stuff in them, so and sex and everything.
I mean, I don't know their rules on as far as displaying them. I mean, you've got some like Tim the Tap Man who and other Twitchers that have like guns on their walls and stuff behind them when they play.
Yeah.
I don't think they necessarily
Like me.
talk about them, but I mean, you've got like John, what's his name? Not Bartolo, the guy that owns that CBD company. I mean, he'll get on there and you can do like political discussions on Twitch and whatnot, and like not get flagged because you're in like that channel or that category for that. So
Right.
Well, I hate talking politics, and I find myself talking more and more about it on this show, which I swore I would never talk politics. But in today's environment, I mean, it's something that we can't just hope it'll go away and wish it'll go away, because it's not going to. You have to get active, and you have to support the things that you support. You know, when we're being suppressed and censored like we are, the more you go and show your dislike to that and help us get our message out, then one day they're finally going to see, or somebody's going to come up with a platform to where freedom of speech is freedom of speech. But enough of that talk. I want to rewind real quick. I want to go back to the range day that we did this. All of us did this weekend. I want to talk about what a diverse group of people that were there. Everybody had fun. There was how many hundred thousands of rounds fired, and nobody was injured or hurt. I mean, there might have been a little shrapnel from time to time, but that, spalling, but that happens.
I think in the 9 years they've been doing that, there's only been one like semi accident, when somebody got hit by a piece of rubber dummy shrapnel. And even that was like a bruise or flesh, just a surface wound.
It was spalling. And he was,
it was,
and it was because somebody was shooting at an angle they weren't supposed to be shooting at with a rifle.
Yeah. But there's been no injuries at the events.
Yeah. No fights. I don't think anybody got in a fight. I don't think anybody's ever gotten in a fight. And there's been men, women, children, all colors, all races, different religious backgrounds. I think there was some Muslim there at the thing this time.
I mean, there's hundreds of people that go to this event. So.
All sorts of diversity, and everybody got along. I preach that this is the most diverse industry there is. The firearms, the outdoors industry is the most diverse, most welcoming community industry that there is. But yet they still make us out to be Bubba, redneck, KKK, white supremacist bullshit. And it's just not true.
I thought it was cool seeing different parts of the 2A community as well. So there was guys that were serious just about, personal defense and training. And then there were guys that were there that purely enjoyment or entertainment. That was really nice too, because the 2A community can be divided as well. We kind of do it to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But that was really cool to see all different types of companies there, and all different types of people there. I agree, man. It was really cool to see that many different people there, and everybody got along. It was awesome.
Yeah, like I said, no fights, no arguments that I'm aware of, other than like interpersonal toils with some people. But even that, they still attended the same event and were able to get along and put it aside for a day or two and just enjoy our Second Amendment freedoms there at the Iraq Vet 8888. So Brandy, Eric, Chad, and the crew there at Iraq Vet, I want to thank you guys for making it possible for us to get together at an event, to actually commune together in person and see one another, because it's good seeing everybody, because we don't get to see each other a lot because everybody's got their own things that they're doing, their businesses that they're running. And then it's events like this that we all look forward to seeing each other. And because I hadn't seen you since the last event, I guess, earlier this year, James.
Yeah. I mean, even, like SHOT Show, NRA, all these other events that are getting canceled, and, they may have postponed that one from, the October of 2021, but then they redid it early spring this year and then put this one on. And, they always do a good event. And like you said, it's nice to, catch up with old friends and see everybody at these events. And, this is like the only event that's been going on this year. Everything else has been canceled. So it's
Well, there is another one. The Big Daddy Unlimited is coming up in November. That's in Georgia, also down in Fleming, and we're going to be going to that. So I'm looking forward to going to that event. Tomorrow, I'm headed to Texas. I'm going to Kalash Bash. So that's one of the AK-47 shooting competition events that they have each year. Red October, I think, is coming up later in the month, but unfortunately I can't go to that because I'm going to a FLIOA event in Rhode Island. So people are having their events. They're not canceling them. NRA, they caved. I think just ultimately they caved because of the bigger companies that were putting pressure on them.
Yeah.
They still could have had it.
SHOT Show will happen either.
I don't think it will
I
either.
about the Big Daddy Unlimited one, but
you going to Big Daddy?
Yeah. I don't know. Is it invite only? I've never been to it, so.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Remind me when we get off air. I'll see what I can do. I mean, maybe short notice for this one, but maybe we can get you in one of the other ones. But
we'd love to come, but November's kind of crazy just because the holiday season starts kicking off. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of sales during, but that's a good time to get out there and get those sales too. So,
yep.
If you can't go, send some stuff with me, and I'll help you out. That's
that
one of the
for us.
benefits of being associated with Talking Lead, being sponsors of the show, being friends of the show. I like to help out because I know people are spread thin, and especially with the travel restrictions and things that some of the states are going through, it makes it tougher. So, let's talk off air, and we'll talk about. How we can get you exposed there. Definitely.
Sounds good.
But is there anything else that you guys wanted to cover? I just wanted to give you an opportunity, James, to kind of talk about what you guys have been going through with this censorship, because we did bring it up last episode with Butch with Cryptech, and it made me think of you and what you guys have been going through, and to find out that you're still, you're still being locked down, your freedom of speech, your freedom of advertising, to sell a product, to make a living in America, the way they let all these other companies. It's if they did it to everybody, then I don't think we would have a big issue with it. But they don't. They specifically target certain companies, certain individuals, and that's what makes it really unfair.
Especially this year, we had an incredible year last year, and then we're on track to do better than last year, even this year, and then. In July, shadow bans happened, and then we got, kicked off the platforms and whatnot, and our top line revenue dropped dramatically. So we're trying to get creative and figure out what we can do on Facebook now that we're kind of back on the platform again. But we're doing some radio ads locally and trying to expand our brand ambassador program, and looking at other opportunities like conservative leaning, networks and podcasts and stuff like that. Yeah. So, or just anybody who likes patriotic apparel. Not necessarily.
I know our lead heads.
We have a lot of left leaning, people who love our apparel too. So
I know our lead heads love your apparel. I love your apparel, and to celebrate you circumventing your jail, I guess so to speak, your ban. And you're back up and you're back in action. Your website is always up. They've never shut down 1776united.com. Is that correct?
No, but the Shopify did make us take a product down.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Was it the axe?
The Georgia state outline with the old Georgia flag in it, and half of the Georgia flag was the stars and bars. Yeah. And then the other half was blue canton with the seal. Right. So because it had the stars and bars from the Confederate battle flag, they made us take it down.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
So we don't sell Confederate flag merchandise, but that was we're a historically inspired apparel company.
Sure,
so
that's a big part of our history, and it has nothing to do with racism. That's all I'm going to say about that. But again, to help celebrate, James is going to offer a special discount to you lead heads. This is a different one than our normal 20% off that you guys get using the code TALKINGLEAD at 1776 United. James, tell them what you're doing special just for them for the next month.
Yeah, through the end of October, if you guys use promo code LEADHEAD, you can get 30% off your entire order. So
there you
you
go.
can use it as many times as you want.
Many times as you want. You get an additional 10% off, so 30% total at 1776 United. Use the code LEADHEAD, and you can still use the Talking Lead. You get 20% off, but why would you do that right now this next month when you get 30% off? Go ahead, stock up for your Christmas presents. Yeah.
Yep.
Never too early to buy Christmas presents. So go ahead, stock up on those Christmas presents right now. Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm sure you got birthdays. Makes great wedding presents too, because you've got drinkware, you know?
Yeah, we got handmade mugs that are incredible. I mean, I'm drinking out of one right now.
Yeah.
So
You were showing me that earlier. I need to get one of those. I just got this one that I just stuck a sticker on that's got, I don't know if you see that or not.
that works.
With my Nashville Predators logo on there. But that works on our apparel as well, Leadhead. So our classic Talking Lead logo T-shirts, our Leadhead Brigade, and the patches, which I got a patch here. I gave all the ones that you gave me at the thing away. There are just a couple I got left. Great patches there too. And then, of course, we're working on a new logo coming soon, hopefully, before the end of the year, maybe in time for Christmas, but we'll talk about that. And what about you, Chad? What do you guys got going on there at FLATLINE Fiber Co?
Man, we're cranking away. We're trying to get products out the door, and we're trying to stock back up. We're trying to stock up for the holidays. We have a new product coming out in November, so we're trying to get that rolling.
Can you talk about it? Give it a little tease. Come on, we are the show for exclusives.
I don't know, man. So I don't know if you guys or any of the listeners run belt rigs.
Yeah.
Either professionally or on the range, you run a belt rig. So we're creating a new product that's going to go on your belt rig that's going to make things a little bit easier on you.
Nice.
when you're out there. So we'll be dropping that some little hints on that the next coming week. I'm working in conjunction with John Dufresne of Kinetic Consulting on that. He's a firearms instructor based out of Florida.
Okay.
And he's an Army Ranger dude, really cool guy, super smart. So I'm working with him on that. But for your listeners, use coupon code LEADHEAD and you can get 10% off.
Oh.
I wish I could do 20 or 30%, but at the moment,
hey,
10%
10%'s better than nothing, right? Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and that was completely unexpected, so thank you for doing that, man.
Yeah, no problem. It's a decent little chunk that takes it off, your whole shopping cart, and we offer free shipping too. So you can go ahead and say you saved another $5 off of that because normally what shipping costs.
Hell yeah. So give your website again.
It is FLATLINEFiberCo.com, and we are FLATLINE Fiber Co on Instagram and Facebook. Go give us a like and a share, and check out our videos. We also have a YouTube channel that has tutorials on our products, and we're hoping to do a little bit more on YouTube, maybe go live a few times and do some Q&A stuff on IG and YouTube, just talking to people. I'm going to try to do a little bit more customer engagement.
Yeah, very good.
That's
get
one
customer
thing that
feedback and improve your products. Yeah.
Yeah, try to talk to people, communicate with people. So if you have any questions, shoot me a DM. I'm the one that answers the DMs. So just I'll be there until I fall asleep at night. So if you need anything, just give me a shout.
Very cool. Chad, we appreciate you setting the Leadheads up with that discount code. Again, it's Leadhead. That's what we try to make all our discount codes, just to make it easy on me so I don't have to remember 15 million of them. But it also helps the Leadheads too. So use it at FLATLINEFiberCo.com. It's 10% off anything?
Anything and everything. Sell items, everything. Shirts, hats, slings.
Can't beat that. There you go. That's awesome. So there you go, guys. Christmas in, was this October?
Yeah, there you go.
Get your Christmas shopping done. And then, of course, all our other sponsors, make sure you go show them some love. Mission First Tactical, Seal One, Nemo Arms, ASP USA. Guys, if you go to my website, there's links on there that will go to ASP USA, and by using that link, you'll get 15% off automatically when you go and do checkout. They do the batons, they do the handcuffs, they do the flashlights. I've got like several of their flashlights right here. Any of their flashlight products, anything. It used to be just flashlight products, but now it's anything across the board that you buy at ASP. It's asp-usa.com. But just go to my website. Like I said, on the front page there, I've got links. It'll take you right to it. And then Factory 47 for our, get it right here, AK Corner logoed apparel. We've got shirts, we've got hoodies, we got women's apparel there with the logos on it, and we've got our big tumblers that are laser engraved with the AK Corner logo at Factory 47. It's Factory 47 with a K. Use the code LEADHEAD, you get 10% off there. And then Occam Lube, OccamLube.com. Use LEADHEAD, all caps, you get 10% off any of their products at Occam Lube. So that's it. That does it for another episode of the Talking Lead Podcast. James, thank you so much for taking the time to be on. I know we had to squeeze this in today. You had other things. So, guys, go show James some love and let him know how much you appreciate him taking the time to be on today.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
And, Chad, same thing with you. Even shorter notice with Chad. It was like an hour before we started. We were supposed to do something yesterday, and then, of course, I got this last-minute trip to go to Kalash Bash. I couldn't turn it down. But Chad and I were going to talk yesterday. But thank you, Chad, also for taking the time, short notice to be on, and then also that awesome discount, man. That was completely unexpected. Thank you for doing that.
No problem, man. It was thanks for having me, and hopefully we get to talk again soon. No,
absolutely. We're going to. And Leadheads, like I said, I'm headed to Texas to Kalash Bash. The next AK Corner this month, we're going to be talking about the AK-74. So make sure you tune into that. There's no telling who's going to be on after this trip to Kalash Bash. I don't want to make any promises, but I think we've got some pretty good, talented people that are going to be on that you're going to want to pick their brains. But until then, until the next episode, as always, Leadheads, keep your loved ones close. My guests say, keep your firearms closer. Say it. You're my guest.
And keep your firearms closer.
There you go.
That's the one you can.
And keep your firearms closer.
Very good. All right. That's a wrap.